Hello students, today you're going to take vocabulary video notes on respiration. Remember, vocabulary video are the ones that you draw the pictures. That's actually points for the pictures. Writing the definitions is pretty much just copying, so that's worth points, but not as many. And then making the original sentences, that's worth the most points. I will do the first one, like always, for you. Alright, once your notebook is set up, make sure to pause the video too if it's going too fast. Let's begin. The first term is pharynx, and we might have talked about it in class, but just to review, write the definition. Pharynx is the passageway from the mouth to the larynx and the esophagus. Let me show you the picture, and then I'll show you the original sentence. So let's look at this picture right here. When you breathe, of course, the oxygen comes in through your nose or your mouth, and the pharynx is this area right here. So this area in blue is the pharynx. Then it splits up into two ways. Look at this. The pharynx ends where it splits up into the larynx. This is the air that goes into the lungs. And I'm going to use red for the other one. And the stomach, this one right here, it goes to the esophagus, which goes to your stomach for processing your food. So you share a same tube up here. The tube where both air and food pass momentarily for a little while in your body is the pharynx. And then it goes into a different tube here, which is going to be called the trachea, which will be another point. Now, go ahead and draw this as best as you can. Now, you don't say, oh, this is going to be too hard, so much details. Just as best as you can. It doesn't have to be super detailed. But as long as you can tell that there's like your nose, there's a cavity or a hole, and then there's a tube, and then it splits up into two tubes. And that's the pharynx. The original sentence you can write is both food and air, or food and air both go down the pharynx. And now you see that I know how to use the word properly, and you know how to use the word properly too. Make sure you have original sentences for the next points. Go ahead and pause the video. This one's about to delete this first term, if you need to copy still. The next term is larynx. The larynx, you don't have to draw a new picture, you can use the same one. Is that tube right there. And that's where the air passes, and it vibrates a piece of skin that moves back and forth to make your voice. So the larynx is important for you to be able to talk. Again, you don't have to draw a new picture, just make an original sentence now. Pause the video if you need to. Number 3 is the trachea. The trachea is a tube that leads from the larynx, and let's look at the picture. Again, you don't need a new picture, right here, into the lungs. I'm going to show you another picture, but you don't have to draw this one for trachea. But you will have to draw this one for bronchi. But just look at the picture for a second here. Let's focus on this right here. So there's the trachea, it's right here. It ends and it splits into two ways. And it goes into these passageways, which will be the last point, which are the bronchi. Go ahead and make up an original sentence for 3 if you haven't. And here's number 4, the last one, bronchi. And the last one is bronchi. Bronchi are the branches that distribute, or inside the lungs that distribute oxygen to the alveoli. So that was a picture I showed you a couple seconds ago. Or minutes, depending if you pause it. Those branches inside of the lungs that lead to the alveoli, which are these little bunches, and they're covered in blood right here. And then the oxygen comes in through the bronchi and goes into the blood, and then the blood takes it away to the rest of the cells. Remember, these are the alveoli. Well, the bronchi are the ones that connect to it. So the bronchi is this, and the alveoli are the little bunches that are at the end of the bronchi. Alright, go ahead and draw the picture over here. You don't have to draw this one over here. Make sure you have an original sentence, and then move on to the next step. Have a good day.